What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the JTW Sports Show. Today we are talking NFL, man. This is exciting. This week was kind of bland. There wasn't too much that went on, but there's some big things that we'll talk about. But just like we do before each episode, how you guys feeling?
I'm great. I'm ready to talk. I got a little something to say, so I'm ready to say it.
Oh, okay. TJ,
Coming back with other hot takes again this week for the NFL. I'm going outlandish again.
fun. All right, well, we're excited to hear that. So before we get started, I want to give a huge shout out, Elevate Nutrition. You guys know who they are. You know where they are. They've been huge with us for ever since we really started. This podcast, this sports show. So big shout out to them. 20 Cascade Street, Mars Hill, North Carolina. Yeah, go use our code JTW and you'll get half off your shakes, dollar off your teas, and hey, it's a fun time there. They're good people. So thank you, Elevate. Thanks for sponsoring us. Please go check them out. All right, straight into it. TJ, you said you got some hot takes. I kind of want to hear some. Start out.
Even though they lost Monday night, Josh Allen's still going to win MVP. Bills Mafia still winning the Super Bowl. That's what I'm going with. I think it comes down to decision making in that game. Sean McDermott decided to make a little, it's 4th and goal instead of playing a little extra football. We're going to let it go. And guess what? Tennessee made a defensive play, which does happen. But I don't think there's anything stopping that offense. Josh Allen still threw for 300. And I think the final was like 353, 3 tutties and an interception. Take away the interception, and maybe
great.
I don't agree with that. I think that was a terrible decision because that says to me, we can't stop Derrick Henry. We don't want to go to overtime.
I think in that game you couldn't stop Derrick Henry. But at the same time,
but you can't win a Super Bowl if you can't stop Derrick Henry because you're probably going to have to go through the Titans in the playoffs.
Okay, but here's the other point to that. Right now, we're saying that was a terrible decision. If Josh Allen scores on that, we're saying that was the greatest play call that they could have done the entire game.
I still am. You kicked,
but it still says a lot about the Bills' defense, though. And you go back to his old Derrick Henry thing is he could not be stopped. He had what I think it was like 143, 3 touchdowns. It's been way too often that he's been absolutely running over everybody.
Yeah,
and it's going to take a team that can stop Derrick Henry to win a Super Bowl.
I told you there's a stat. If you took just his yards after contact, he would still lead the league in rushing.
All right,
he leads the second rusher by 263 yards.
So do you think the Titans can win the Super Bowl?
No,
with Derrick Henry.
I
mean, they just beat the best team in the league.
I think they could. I think the Titans could. I think they're trying to find who they are with the team they have. They've got a bunch of new pieces this year. They lost Corey Davis. They brought in Julio, who's been injured, so he hasn't been able to work his way in. A.J. Brown has had a down year so far.
But with that being said,
he ended up playing good the other night.
We finally have Julio Jones back.
Yep.
Healthy, I don't know. A.J. Brown, still. He played too. He was ill. He had a little sickness.
Yeah.
They didn't know if he was going to play or not.
He ended up in the fourth quarter. He ended up having like 6 catches. So
he balled out. They showed like that offense, with Julio, with A.J. Brown. It's a dominant offense. I think personally, I'm very, very annoyed with the way Ryan Tannehill's been playing. I think he's been holding them back. You got to understand, dude. Like, yeah, A.J. Brown's his go-to guy. He's their number 1 receiver on that team. You can even make a comment saying that he's better than Julio right now. It's debatable. That's a hot take in itself, but he hasn't used Julio a bunch. Obviously, he doesn't have that connection with him yet, not like Matt did. But dude, that offense, they're unstoppable. Prayers up for Taylor Lewan though, for real.
Yeah,
because that was a nasty hand injury.
Yeah,
I mean, he kind of did to himself by diving on the pile, but still, so, I mean, you don't want to see anybody have that. They said he was moving. They said he was fine, but
he held up thumbs up or whatever as he was being carted off.
Another team you mentioned who can win the Super Bowl, and I really want to talk about this team. Obviously, the Cardinals are 6-0, and I had released my power rankings last week. Didn't have this team in my top 5, but, and I hate to say it because y'all know how I feel about their quarterback, but the Ravens, they absolutely fucked the Chargers up.
Dude, they're solid. They're good.
I think they're finally finding who they are. I think it took them this long though.
I mean, Justin Herbert was 22 of 39, 195, and had a touchdown and an interception. They held them to 26 yards rushing. Austin Eckler had 6 carries for 7 yards. I mean, they shut them down. And Lamar Jackson had a terrible game.
I was about to say, he didn't even play
He only
good.
threw for 167, had a touchdown and 2 interceptions, but they ran for 187 yards. They had Devontae Freeman had 50, Lamar had 50, Latavius Murray had 44, Le'Veon Bell had 18. I mean, they showed.
Shout out to Le'Veon and Devontae, man. Like, finally, they're vets, they're old. And,
Yeah. I mean, but they've shown me. I know TJ said a couple weeks ago, as if you saw the TikTok, he said he doesn't think the Ravens have it. I even said it last week. I said, they've been winning games, but they've been down in every game. And then this past week, they showed that, they might be legit this year, but it still comes down to Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. He has to prove it in the playoffs. That's been his one and only knock. I mean, let's be honest. He's kind of like, you could consider him maybe like the James Harden of the NFL, to where he puts up great regular season stats, gets in the playoffs.
It's kind of chokes.
Yeah.
But what does this say about the Chargers? Were the Chargers just having that off of a game?
I don't know.
Or has everything kind of been a fluke leading up to this? And I think it's just an off game. I think that Justin Herbert leads that offense very well. They've been throttling teams. It's just, I think that's an off game against I take back what I said. The Ravens finally showed this week that they have the pieces that they need.
Does that take Justin Herbert out of MVP contention right now?
No. 2 losses, no.
No.
I mean,
because then if you're talking about taking people out of MVP contention off of 2 losses, then you take Josh Allen out as well.
I'm not saying like he just didn't play too well. He wasn't giving the ball to his big targets. Mike Williams has been great from all year. I think he had like 2 receptions, maybe. Like, he played not very good. But then like I just because I'm trying to think of my like MVP race right now. And if I'm being completely honest, I think it goes Kyler Murray 1 right now, Derrick Henry 2, and then Tom Brady 3. As crazy as that sounds.
No, that's not crazy
like,
at
we
all.
talk about Derrick Henry, but like Tom Brady still, dude, he's 43, 44, he's still doing this. But hey, that Cardinals team, there's a reason they're 6-0. Kyler is a big reason why. Their other teammates, dude, like that's a squad, bro. Them bringing in JJ Watt might have been the greatest signing in recent memory. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, I agree. That's probably the top 3. You have to have Kyler Murray in there just because, I mean, they have the best record in the league. He has 1,700 yards, 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That's not even counting his rushing stats. I mean, we know how good of a runner he is. But talking about a guy that is an MVP candidate year in and year out, and this year, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, let's be honest, he's leading the league in touchdown passes, 18 touchdown passes.
But he's throwing more interceptions.
Third in the league in yards at 1,800 yards, but he has 8 interceptions, which is tied for 30th in the NFL right now, which is not a good stat to be. I mean, the only quarterback that has more interceptions than Patrick Mahomes is Zach Wilson.
Damn. No, look, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, he's still probably, honestly, if not the best quarterback in the league right now.
Yeah.
And the way he's been playing, he's just been, and we've talked about this so many times on and off camera, how he's having to like put them on his shoulders. Like, he's trying to carry them so much that he's making these outlandish decisions, these crazy throws, and like he's doing too much. And their defense is dog shit. They're the reason that they're not doing good. They're the reason that Mahomes honestly is throwing these picks, because he has to try to force passes, because he knows if they don't score, they're screwed. They're not going to win.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm looking at it now, and like his game log like is, I mean, it's still crazy to think about. I mean, he's the least amount of yards he's thrown for this year is 272. I mean, he has at least 2 touchdowns in every game, but he also has at least a pick in every game except for week 1 versus Cleveland, which they won. But if you look at the games they've won and the games they've lost, they've only beat Cleveland, Philadelphia, and Washington. They've lost to the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Bills.
I mean, not to mention, these are still really great teams they're losing to.
Yes.
These are Super Bowl contending teams, but when you look
at it, they've lost to playoff teams.
Yeah, but the Chiefs are still considered a playoff team, but a Super Bowl contending team. Believe it or not, dude. Like you have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, hell, Tyrann Mathieu too. But it's a team that's made it far every year. The team that a lot of people expect to win. And if you're losing three like regular season games to other playoff contenders, like I don't know if they can even make the playoffs, bro. Like it's bad.
Yeah, I
No,
mean,
they're not right now.
yeah, right now they're sitting at ninth. I mean, right now it's Baltimore, LA, the Chargers.
So let's be honest, dude. They're gonna figure it out. They're gonna make the
Yeah,
playoffs.
that's like they're one of the they're
I
three.
don't know though, man. It's already week 7. Yes, we
They
do have
will.
an extra game this year, and bye weeks are coming up. This is the first week with bye weeks. We do have like Buffalo's on a bye week this week. We're not getting as many games as we normally do.
I mean, their schedule is pretty rough. I mean, they play
It's schedule, man.
the Titans this week, and then they
Oh,
go then they play the Giants. That's an easy game. But then they go Green Bay, the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Broncos, the Raiders again, the Chargers, the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Broncos. That's a tough schedule.
They
There's
play the
2 dubs in
Broncos
there.
twice. Yeah, they're gonna beat the hell out of the Broncos.
I hate to say it, we suck.
Yeah.
We're gonna
hey,
lose Thursday night. Case Keenum was about to have a revenge game. He got announced as a starter today for the Browns because Baker's going through his shoulder injury. It's clearly affecting him a little bit. Case Keenum's about to have a revenge game and go off against us and throw 3 tutties. I'm calling it right now. Thursday night football, Case Keenum, 3 touchdowns, beating the Broncos. Wow, I just bet against my own team.
Hey, Todd, let's be honest. Both of our teams started 3-0, and now we're 3-3.
Yeah.
And it's looking like them Falcons, yeah, they still suck, but hey, they might get to the point where they're better than you guys. But
I don't know about that. I mean, the Falcons
they
are
could.
bad.
Who knows? But yeah, there's one team that has been really surprising to all of us, considering like last year they were really good, and that's the Miami Dolphins. They suck.
Yeah.
They're really bad. But we did just receive some news that they might be able to turn it up recently because they might be getting Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Hot take, TJ. Now, hot take. Deshaun Watson, Miami. Go.
Nothing's come out since the allegations. I say let the man play. Tua isn't the answer. Brissett isn't the answer. Let the man play.
I mean, I look at it this way. They've let other players. Richard Sherman is currently on trial for domestic violence, and he's
Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt played. All these people played throughout. Tyreek Hill. All these people played throughout all the shit that was going on.
Vic came back. I mean,
Deshaun
Watson. In no way are we saying what he did is okay if it happened.
No.
But we still don't know. And
that's
like
the crazy thing is like nothing has come out. Nobody has said anything. Nobody knows anything. And the way I look at it is if it's been this long, then what's going on? Like there's got to be something going on behind the scenes that nobody knows, which is okay. We don't need to know everything. That's one thing about this world is, too much nowadays. And so it creates all this, all these different, views on a subject. But I think that, Deshaun Watson is a good quarterback. I wouldn't call him great. I think he's a really good quarterback. But with the Dolphins, I don't even think it's their offense, man. Their strong part of their team last year was their defense. And their defense hasn't looked good this year.
They let Jacksonville win.
Yeah.
Jacksonville.
If you let Jacksonville beat you, I mean, come on.
Yeah. And
their kicker was a software engineer a month ago. He barely made the game winner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, I mean, and to go back to the whole Deshaun Watson thing, if you're Houston now, look, your message was made, it was heard loud and clear, and you think you found your guy in Davis Mills, and that's why I think you got to ship him off, let him play. And for the Dolphins, dude, you got to go win. You got to figure out a way to win. Tua's not doing it. I bet they're regretting not taking Justin Herbert, but or at least not being able to. So, man, I want Deshaun Watson to play. If it comes out that he did what it said that he did, then I don't know how I feel about it. It's kind of messed up and needs to be
Pick
gone.
him off the tour.
But the fact that it's been this long and you haven't heard anything, let the man play. Yeah.
So
yeah, dude.
I think if it comes out that he did all that, no. I mean, he's going to be out of the league. I mean, that's you don't do that.
So before we end the show, I got a question for the both of y'all. Since we're wrapping it up, week 6 winners and week 6 losers. Like who do you think outperformed this week, and who do you think you're like, whoa, wait a second. We already talked about one loser this week, which was the Chargers. I'm not saying, like the Bills lost. They still played good offensively.
Yeah,
Defensively.
yeah.
I'm saying, who are your big winners and who are your big losers this past week?
I'm gonna start out, and as crazy as it sounds, big winners. I'm gonna say Jacksonville. They still suck. They're still honestly probably one of the worst teams in the league, but it's such a confidence boost for Trevor Lawrence, franchise quarterback. He
After
played well.
20-game lose streak.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was about to get at. Like they hadn't won since week 1 last year. And it finally brought some confidence back to them. They can be a good team now. They can understand we have what it takes to win. That Miami team is not bad. They're a good team. They've been playing like shit this year, but they're still a decent team. So yeah, my winner, Jacksonville.
For me, my winner of the week is a team we already talked about a little bit, is the Titans. I mean, I think this week they finally got on track. Like we said, AJ Brown, Derrick Henry found their groove. Ryan Tannehill's got to pick it up a little bit. I think their defense is always solid, never great, but solid. But I think with a player like Derrick Henry, they can go far. That's my winner of the week. My loser of the week, I would honestly have to say probably the Cleveland Browns. I mean, the Browns are 3-3 now, and every good team that they've played, they've lost to. They played the Chiefs.
And Baker Mayfield out.
Yeah, they lost to the Chiefs, they lost to the Cardinals, and they lost to the Chargers. I mean, that's not a good, that's kind of like the Chiefs. Every good team they played, they lost to. So, like, it's one of those.
All right, TJ, talk to me. What's yours?
My winner this week, mainly because he has now flipped the rivalry matchup. I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
everyone was giving Aaron some hate that he can't escape the pocket like he used to, and the man was rushing this week. And I hate to say it, if you look at the home crowd and go, I still own you, I still own this city.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
I mean, that was hard. So my winner this week,
that's why he's a legend. I mean,
I think Aaron's starting to finally put that week 1 loss behind him.
Oh yeah, that was nothing. We told everybody that was nothing.
We said you can't look into it, and I think it's now showing. So they beat the Bears. My loser this week, though, honestly, I hate to do this, Will. It is going to be the Carolina Panthers.
Oh damn! I was going to say
because of the Christian McCaffrey news.
Not so much the Christian McCaffrey news, is the way the game even started. Your first play of the game, Sam Darnold's trying to escape the pocket, and instead of throwing it away because nothing's there, he tried to force something and threw an interception that immediately put y'all down.
Yeah.
And I just think the decision-making is just not there. I don't know what's up with Carolina and the name Sam and your quarterbacks that just is screwing you all over. But my loser this week will be the Panthers, because I think you guys rely so much on Christian McCaffrey. Your offense can't function without him.
I mean, that was evident last year. That's evident this year. I mean,
yeah. I didn't say my loser. I'm gonna go ahead and say mine. I was thinking the Panthers simply because of Christian McCaffrey, but another team that's had a significant injury that's going to hurt them a lot is the Seattle Seahawks. They're 2-4 now. They said they used to be the Legion of Boom. Now they're the Legion of Boo, dude. They suck. That's not my joke. It was on TV.
I would have said maybe like Legion of Doom, maybe not.
Yeah, it sounds too that. I don't know, but they're both that. Anyways, Seahawks, Geno Smith, obviously, they know he's not the answer. They're not
looking into Cam Newton.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but that's
by the time you bring him in and get him up to speed, Russell Wilson's going to be back. So I don't think that makes a big difference.
Yeah. So again, that's a big conversation we can have another time. But hey, Russell Wilson, prayers up, get back. Your team needs you. But hey,
he's still running the 2-minute drill pre-practice.
Oh, on his own, yeah. Hey, keep doing that. That's a team leader right there. But hey, this is a fun episode. It's short, sweet. We want to get some big news out. We're going to be coming out with another video soon with our updated power rankings. We're going to keep doing those as separate videos, just so you guys can, just see that rather than wait until the end of these. But yeah, thanks for watching. Comment down below what you guys think. Any big news that you saw that you want us to talk about, please leave them in the comments. Again, like, subscribe, turn on that post notification. Shout out to Elevate Nutrition. Go check them out. Thank you so much for sponsoring us. And any last thoughts?
I'm good. We'll see you guys later.
See ya.
See ya.